Hello and welcome to West Country Wanderings, and welcome to the delightful ancient market town of Minchinhampton. What I'm going to do here today, I've got my Canon M50, it's got a 22mm lens on it, a pancake lens, and we're going to go around the town taking some monochrome shots. So we'll see how we get on with the photography here in the town of Minchinhampton in Gloucestershire. So I'm using the 22mm, it's a pancake lens, as you can see. It's really small, fixed lens. It's a great lens for street photography because you can put it in your pocket, this lens, but it's very sharp. It takes really sharp images. And you're probably thinking, well, it's a fixed lens, unlike the lens that I'm currently filming this on at the moment, which is the standard zoom kit lens which comes with a camera. That's a zoom lens. What a fixed lens does, as well as giving you the chance to have an open aperture, so it goes down to f2, so you get blurry backgrounds if that's what you want in the photograph. It also disciplines you, so you can't rely on the zoom to zoom in and out to get the frame that you want. You actually have to use your legs, and you have to do quite a bit of work, just not only physically moving backwards and forwards, but also with the brain. And that's what I really enjoy about photography and the photographic process. I do enjoy making the videos and doing the pieces of the camera and the history and the railways and canals, but I also enjoy walking around places and taking photographs as well. So I've decided today just to limit myself to this lens for the photographs, and also monochrome. And although we've got the yellowy limestone buildings here in Minchinhampton, you do get an interesting perspective. I'm also using a yellow filter, that's a digital yellow filter inside the camera, and that has an interesting perspective, as you'll see on the images I'm bringing up on the screen now for you to see. Now we've actually got no less than 3 of these arches or tunnels or bridges, whichever you want to call them. I mean, the first one we saw certainly was a tunnel, and the only reason I think they're there, because obviously I'm on a public footpath here just to the edge of the town, is that there is a large manor house plus all of its extensive grounds here, and I think the said same manor house also owns the grounds and the land here. And of course the bridges give them uninterrupted access between the two without blocking the public footpath or getting in the way of people like myself using the public footpath. What we're going to do now is we're going to head down this bank here, which takes us to a point where the springs come out, and it was around that point that the town originally started, because obviously without a water supply, towns and villages have got nothing going for them. But this is where Minchinhampton started, and I'll just show you that now. This is the marketplace in Minchinhampton, the central feature of the town, and obviously this is where all the trade took place back in the day. Some interesting signs here. Got one there just in front of me, says any person committing a nuisance under the market house may be prosecuted. Hopefully I'm not committing a nuisance here in Minchinhampton today, but yeah, it's a central feature. It's well worth an image or two. And just taking on the fact that the road is closed here for roadworks at the moment to do a piece of camera, we're going to head over to the church next, have a look around the churchyard there, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the town here in the Cotswolds. Now you're probably thinking, where does the name Minchinhampton come from, because it's quite unusual. Well, going back into the Domesday Book 1086, it was just called Hamptone, T-O-N-E, and that comes from the Old English meaning high place. Now, if you're not familiar with this part of the world, and there's no reason why you should be, but it is obviously part of the Cotswolds. You may have explored it as part of touring around the Cotswolds, but it's one of the less popular parts of the Cotswolds, I would say. It stands high above the Strand Valleys. Nearby we have the Minchinhampton Commons National Trust owned beautiful common. That's perhaps something I'll cover on a later video here. So it means high place because obviously it's a high dwelling place above the land that surrounds it, so that makes sense. But where does the Minch bit come from? Well, that comes attests to the fact that in 1226 in the Old Assizes Rolls Register, that prefix was added on there because of this town's links to Caen in Normandy. That's C-I-E-N, I think that's how you pronounce it, because of the nunnery. There was a nunnery here, and that was linked to its equivalent part in Normandy in northern France. And the Minch bit comes from the Old English meaning nunnery, and there was also a monastery nearby here as well. Now the church has a lot of history. I don't have time to cover that today, so perhaps on a future visit we will explore inside this church here in Minchinhampton. Well, I hope you enjoy the little tour here of Minchinhampton in the Cotswolds in Gloucestershire, and the photographic images, the monochrome photographic images that I've taken here today. If you did, I may consider doing another one close by. There is a beautiful village of Box, so if you were interested in this video, I'd say it's an experimental one for me, see if people are interested in doing the kind of bit touching on the photography aspects of it, and also a little bit about the town as well. If you do like that sort of thing, then I may consider making one nearby. So please let me know how you think. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and hope to see you on West Country Wanderings again very, very soon. All the best for now. Cheers, take care, bye-bye.